is no dream too big, no vision too far, and no goal beyond your reach. The universe responds to the power of your belief, the consistency of your focus, and the love you give to yourself along the way. Today, let us open our hearts and minds to the truth. You are fully equipped to achieve anything you desire. Believe before you see it. This is the heart of creation. Everything that has ever been brought into this world began first as an idea, a vision, a dream in someone's mind. Every building you walk into, every song you hear, every invention you hold in your hands was once invisible. It existed only in thought. Yet it became real because someone dared to believe in it before they had any physical proof. When you choose to believe before you see it, you step into the same creative power that shaped the stars, the oceans, the mountains, and the flowers. You align yourself with the invisible forces of life that respond to faith, focus, and intention. Too often, people wait for evidence before they allow themselves to feel certain. They say, "I'll believe it when I see it." But in truth, the moment you decide to believe without evidence, you begin to call the evidence into existence. Belief is not blind optimism. It is the conscious decision to trust your inner vision more than the noise of your doubts. It's not about ignoring reality, but about shaping reality by holding to the truth that your inner world creates your outer world. The mind is a powerful instrument. It will filter your experiences based on what you expect to see. If you believe something is possible, your mind will seek out opportunities, ideas, and people that align with that possibility. If you believe it is impossible, your mind will filter out all the doors that could have opened for you. Believing before you see it means you choose to hold your dream like a precious seed in your heart. You protect it from the winds of discouragement and the storms of fear. You nurture it with affirmations, with gratitude, with action. You don't dig it up every day to see if it has grown. You trust that under the surface, something is happening. The roots are forming, even if your eyes cannot yet witness it. You might look at your current life and think, "There's no sign of my dream coming true. Nothing has changed." But absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean there is none. The sun still rises even before the first light touches the horizon. Seeds sprout beneath the soil long before they break through to meet the sky. The work is happening even in the unseen. When you believe before you see it, you take on the posture of the creator, not the victim. You understand that life is responding to your vibration, your dominant thoughts, emotions, and expectations. If you can see it in your mind, if you can feel it in your heart, you are planting the blueprint for it to appear in your reality. The universe operates through faith. It mirrors back to you what you hold to be true. Think of the great innovators, leaders, and artists of history. They all shared one trait. They held to their vision in the face of doubt, criticism, and delay. They were told it couldn't be done, and still they believed. They didn't wait for applause, approval, or a guarantee before they acted. They started with nothing but faith in what they knew inside. And because they believed before they saw, they were able to see what others could not, and then bring it into the world. Believing before you see it will ask you to let go of needing everything to make sense right now. It will ask you to stand firm when others can't see what you see. It will invite you to trust your inner whispers over the loud voices of limitation. And it will challenge you to keep moving forward. Even when the path is hidden in the fog, this is not easy, but it is transformative. Each time you choose belief over doubt, you strengthen a muscle within you. That muscle will carry you through moments of uncertainty and remind you that you have the power to shape your own destiny. You stop waiting for luck, and instead, You live in alignment with your dream. You start making decisions as if it's already yours. You begin to think, speak, and act like the person who has already achieved it. And in doing so, you magnetize the people, resources, and opportunities that match that reality. There will be days when your belief feels small. That is normal. You are human. In those moments, return to your vision. Close your eyes and imagine it in vivid detail. Feel it as though it's happening right now. Let that feeling be real inside you, even if your outer world hasn't caught up yet. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Believing before you see it is not just a mindset. It's a way of living. It's a declaration that you trust the timing of your life, that you trust the intelligence of the universe, and that you trust yourself. It's knowing that what you desire is not too much, not too far, and not too late. The fact that you can imagine it means it already exists in some form, waiting for you to meet it in faith. So hold your dream gently but firmly. Keep it alive in your words, your actions, your choices. Protect it from the voices of fear, especially the ones inside your own mind. And when you feel like giving up, remember belief is the bridge between where you are and where you are going. If you can believe before you see it, you will see it. The words you speak to yourself are like invisible threads weaving the fabric of your life. Every phrase, every thought you repeat becomes a pattern in your mind. And over time, these patterns create the reality you live in. Your words are not just sounds. They are vibrations that carry energy. They have the power to lift you higher or pull you down. They can open doors or close them. When you speak words that build you up, you create an inner environment where your dreams can grow freely and fear loses its grip. So often, we speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to someone we love. We say things like, "I'm so stupid. I'll never get this right. I'm not good enough." We may not realize it, but every time we repeat such words, we are reinforcing a belief about ourselves. Those beliefs take root in the subconscious, shaping how we act, what we expect, and what we allow into our lives. Words can wound deeply, but they can also heal completely. And the most important words you will ever hear are the ones you say to yourself. Choosing words that build you up is not about pretending you're perfect or ignoring your flaws. It's about speaking to yourself with the same compassion, patience, and encouragement you would offer a dear friend. Imagine a young child learning to walk. If they fall, you don't scold them or call them a failure. You smile. You encourage them to try again. You celebrate their effort. You understand they are learning, growing, and becoming stronger. That same grace is what you must extend to yourself. When you speak uplifting words, you shift your internal dialogue from limitation to possibility. Instead of saying, "I can't," you say, "I am learning." Instead of, "I'm a mess," you say, "I'm finding my way." This is not just positive thinking. It's a conscious reprogramming of the mind. The subconscious mind responds to repetition and emotion. If you repeatedly speak empowering words with genuine feeling, you begin to rewire the beliefs that have been holding you back. The way you speak to yourself also sets the tone for how others speak to you. If you are constantly putting yourself down, you send out an unspoken message that this is acceptable behavior, and the world often mirrors it back to you. But when you speak to yourself with confidence and respect, you set a new standard. You teach others how to treat you by demonstrating how you treat yourself. Words that build you up have a ripple effect. They affect your posture, your energy, your decisions. When you tell yourself, "I am capable," you're more likely to take action. When you say, "I am worthy," you're more likely to set healthy boundaries. When you say, "I am improving every day," You open your mind to opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit. These words create an inner momentum that pushes you toward the life you desire. This doesn't mean you'll never have a negative thought again. It means that when negativity appears, you have the power to meet it with a better word. If you catch yourself saying, "I'll never figure this out," pause. Breathe and replace it with, "I'm finding solutions." It might feel awkward at first, like learning a new language, but with practice, it becomes natural. Your mind will start searching for ways to make your new words true. Think about a time in your life when someone encouraged you. Maybe they told you, "You've got this," or "I believe in you." Remember how it felt, how it lifted your spirit and gave you strength. Now imagine giving yourself that same encouragement every day. You wouldn't have to wait for others to boost your confidence. You'd carry your own source of motivation within you. This is the gift of speaking words that build you up. You can start simply. Each morning, before you step into the noise of the world, speak life into yourself. Say, "Today is filled with possibilities. I am ready for them. I am grateful for this day. I trust myself to handle whatever comes my way." Let these words be the first seeds you plant in your mind, and watch how they influence the rest of your day. Over time, you'll notice changes. You'll feel lighter, more hopeful, more in control of your emotions. Challenges will still come, but your words will become your shield and your guide. You'll be able to stand taller in the face of difficulty because you have trained yourself to focus on solutions rather than problems, on strengths rather than weaknesses. Your words are like a mirror. They reflect what you believe about yourself. And when you change the words, you change the reflection. If you keep telling yourself you are strong, you will begin to act with strength. If you keep saying you are worthy, you will begin to make choices that honor your worth. It all begins in the quiet moments when you choose to speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism. Every time you choose words that build you up, you are giving yourself permission to grow into your best self. You are feeding your soul the nourishment it needs to thrive. And just like a plant that receives sunlight and water, you will naturally begin to bloom. The beauty is that you don't have to wait until you've made it to speak to yourself with love. You can start right now in this very moment. And the more you do it, the more you will see your life transform from the inside out. Great achievements are rarely the result of one massive leap. They are the result of countless small steps taken consistently. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you think about the entire journey ahead. Your dream might feel too big, too far away, or too complicated. But when you focus on simply taking one step every day, you break the impossible into the possible. You give yourself the gift of steady progress. Taking one step each day builds momentum. Imagine a tiny stream flowing through a field. At first, it may seem small and insignificant. But day after day, the water keeps moving, carving a deeper and deeper path, until eventually it becomes a river that shapes the landscape. That's the power of consistent action. Over time, even the smallest efforts can create remarkable change. Sometimes we wait for the perfect moment before we begin. We tell ourselves, "I'll start when I have more time," or "I'll begin when I'm more confident," or "I'll take action when I know exactly how it will all work out." But the truth is, waiting rarely brings clarity. Action brings clarity. The moment you take that first step, even if it's small, you begin to see the next step more clearly. Life reveals the path to those who are already moving. One step a day might not seem like much in the moment, but it compounds. If you wrote just one page a day, you could have a book in a year. If you saved a small amount each day, you could have a financial cushion in months. If you practiced a skill for even 15 minutes daily, you could master it over time. Success is not about giant bursts of effort. It's about showing up, even on the days you don't feel like it. There will be days when your steps feel slow, when you wonder if you're making any progress at all. On those days, remember that still moving forward is far better than standing still. Progress isn't always visible, just as seeds grow roots before breaking through the soil. Your efforts may be creating results beneath the surface that you can't yet see. Trust that each step is contributing to the bigger picture, even if it doesn't seem obvious right now. Taking one step each day also teaches you patience. In a world that glorifies instant results, patience becomes a superpower. It allows you to stay committed without constantly questioning whether it's worth it. You learn to fall in love with the process rather than obsess over the finish line. This shift in mindset makes your journey more peaceful, more fulfilling, and more sustainable. You might think your dream is too far away to start now, but that's the perfect reason to begin. The time will pass anyway. Why not use it to move closer to where you want to be? Even if you start slowly, even if your steps are small, you're building a habit that will carry you through challenges and setbacks. There's another beautiful thing about taking consistent daily action. It builds trust in yourself. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you strengthen your self-belief. You prove to yourself that you are capable, committed. Over time, this trust becomes unshakable. It becomes the fuel that keeps you going when the road gets tough. Your daily step doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be impressive to anyone else. What matters is that it's in the direction of your dream. Some days that step might be big. Sending the email, making the call, submitting the application. Other days it might be small. Researching, practicing, brainstorming. Both count. Both matter. Even rest can be a step when it's intentional. Resting allows you to recharge, reflect, and come back with more energy and clarity. The key is to remain in motion over time. Stopping completely for too long makes it harder to start again. But if you keep your steps going, even in a gentle rhythm, you'll maintain the momentum you've worked so hard to build. Taking one step every day is also about faith. Faith that what you're doing matters. Faith that your dream is worth it. Faith that you have what it takes to get there. You may not always see the destination, but you can always see the next step. And that's enough. Each step is a vote for the life you want, a signal to yourself and to the universe that you are serious about creating it. If you ever doubt the power of small steps, look back at where you started. You'll see that you've already come further than you thought. Each choice you made, each effort you gave has brought you to this moment. And if you've made it this far by taking one step at a time, imagine where you'll be after a year, 2 years, or 5. The truth is, success is rarely about talent or luck alone. It's about persistence. The person who keeps walking will always cover more ground than the one who waits for perfect conditions. You don't have to rush. You don't have to compete. You just have to keep going. So each day, ask yourself, what is one step I can take today? Then take it. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Action creates motivation. And as you string together these small steps, they will form a path that leads you exactly where you're meant to go. Because the magic isn't only in reaching the destination. It's in becoming the person who walked there. One step every single day. The people, environments, and influences you allow into your life shape you in ways you may not always notice. Energy is contagious. Whether it's uplifting or draining, it seeps into your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Surrounding yourself with supportive energy is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your growth, happiness, and success. It's not about being perfect or living in a bubble. It's about consciously choosing what you expose yourself to, because it will inevitably affect how you feel and who you become. Supportive energy feels like a safe place where you can be yourself without fear of judgment. It's the friend who celebrates your wins without jealousy, the colleague who encourages your ideas, the family member who believes in your potential. It's also the environment that inspires you, a home that feels peaceful, a workspace that keeps you focused, a community that lifts you higher. When you are surrounded by this kind of energy, you are more likely to take risks, to dream bigger, and to recover quickly from setbacks, because you're not constantly fighting against negativity. Unfortunately, many people live in environments that drain them. They stay around those who criticize more than they encourage, who focus on problems more than solutions, who talk about limits instead of possibilities. The truth is, you cannot always control who crosses your path, but you can choose who gets close to your heart and who influences your daily mindset. It's an act of self-respect to set boundaries with those whose energy pulls you down, even if they are people you've known for years. Supportive energy isn't just about the people you interact with. It's also about the content you consume. The books you read, the shows you watch, the music you listen to, and the social media you scroll through all feed your mind. If you constantly consume negativity, criticism, or fear, you'll notice it in your mood and your outlook. But if you fill your mind with empowering messages, uplifting stories, and ideas that expand your thinking, you'll naturally begin to feel lighter, more motivated, and more hopeful. Creating a life filled with supportive energy begins with self-awareness. Ask yourself how you feel after spending time with certain people or engaging in certain activities. Do you feel drained or inspired? Heavy or light? Motivated or discouraged? Your feelings are your compass. They tell you which environments help you grow and which ones hold you back. Pay attention to them. It's also important to remember that supportive energy works both ways. You attract what you give. If you want to be surrounded by people who uplift you, you must also be the kind of person who uplifts others. Encourage, listen, and support the people around you. Speak words of kindness and possibility. When you radiate positive energy, you create a magnetic field that draws more of it back to you. You may find that as you become more intentional about the energy in your life, some relationships naturally fade away. This isn't a loss. It's space being made for the right people to enter. Not everyone is meant to walk your entire journey with you. Some were only there for a chapter, and when that chapter ends, you can let it go with gratitude for the lessons they brought. Surrounding yourself with supportive energy also means creating spaces that nurture your spirit. This could be as simple as keeping your home clean and filled with things you love, or finding a spot in nature where you can recharge. It might mean joining a group of like-minded people who share your values, whether in person or online. The goal is to make sure that wherever you spend your time, the energy supports your well-being and dreams. Sometimes the most supportive energy you can give yourself is your own. That means becoming your own encourager, speaking to yourself with kindness, and trusting your decisions. When you build that inner support system, you're less dependent on others to keep you going. You can stand strong even when the outer world feels uncertain, because you've learned to create a steady, positive environment inside your own mind. The more you align yourself with supportive energy, the more you'll notice your life shifting. Opportunities will appear more easily. You'll feel more confident taking action. Challenges will still come, but they won't feel as heavy because you'll have the encouragement and inspiration to keep moving forward. You'll realize that success is not just about what you do. It's also about what surrounds you while you do it. Life is too short to spend in places that dim your light or around people who make you doubt your worth. You deserve to be in spaces that remind you of your strength, your potential, and your value. You deserve relationships that bring out the best in you, not the stress in you. You deserve to live in an environment that energizes you rather than exhausts you. Choosing supportive energy is a commitment you make to your future. Every time you say no to negativity and yes to positivity, you're building a stronger foundation for the life you want. Over time, that foundation will hold you steady through storms and help you rise higher than you thought possible. The energy you allow around you is the soil in which your life grows. Choose rich, nourishing soil. Protect it from weeds. Water it with kindness, hope, and love. And watch how beautifully your life begins to blossom. Challenges are not here to break you. They are here to shape you. Every difficulty you face carries within it an invitation to grow, to expand, and to discover parts of yourself you may not have known existed. When a challenge appears, it's easy to see it as an obstacle, something in the way of your progress. But if you shift your perspective, you'll realize it's not blocking your path. It is part of your path. It's not the universe telling you to stop. It's the universe inviting you to rise. Every great story of success includes moments of struggle. The heroes we admire did not reach their goals without tests, setbacks, and moments of doubt. What makes them inspiring is not that their road was easy, but that they met challenges with courage, creativity, and resilience. They understood that challenges carry gifts disguised as difficulties. The moment you stop fighting them and start asking, "What is this here to teach me?" you unlock the power hidden inside them. A challenge can reveal your strength. You may not feel strong at the start, but strength often shows itself in motion. When life pushes you to the edge of your comfort zone, you're forced to find inner resources you didn't know you had. You learn patience when things take longer than expected. You develop resourcefulness when the usual solutions don't work. You build resilience each time you get back up after a setback. These qualities don't appear out of nowhere. They are forged in the fire of challenge. Challenges also invite you to shift your thinking. Sometimes we are so attached to a certain plan or expectation that we miss better opportunities because we're unwilling to change course. A challenge can be the sign that it's time to try a different approach, to expand your vision, or to open your mind to possibilities you hadn't considered. What seems like a detour may actually lead you to a destination far greater than the one you originally imagined. There will be moments when a challenge feels unfair or overwhelming. In those moments, it's important to remember that you don't have to have all the answers right away. You can take a step back, breathe, and allow yourself to process what's happening. Meeting a challenge with grace doesn't mean pretending it's easy. It means choosing to respond instead of react. It means refusing to let the difficulty define you, and instead letting it refine you. Sometimes challenges show up to clear space in your life. A closed door can protect you from walking into something that isn't right for you. A setback can free you from a path that was limiting your growth. While it may hurt in the moment, with time you may see that the challenge was actually a redirection towards something better. Trust that there is wisdom at work, even if you can't see it yet. When you accept challenges as invitations, you shift from feeling powerless to feeling empowered. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "How can I use this?" This simple shift puts you in the role of creator instead of victim. You begin to see that every difficulty is an opportunity to build the version of yourself who can handle the life you are working toward. It's also important to remember that challenges are temporary. No storm lasts forever. The clouds will eventually part, and when they do, you will see the strength you've gained, the lessons you've learned, and the wisdom you've earned. You'll realize that the challenge didn't stop you. It prepared you. Even the smallest victories in the face of challenge matter. Each time you take a step forward when it would have been easier to give up, you are proving to yourself that you can be trusted to keep going. That self-trust is priceless. It becomes the foundation you stand on the next time life tests you. And with each test you pass, your confidence grows, your vision expands, and your ability to navigate life deepens. Challenges will always be a part of life, but they don't have to be feared. They can be embraced as turning points, as moments when you meet a higher version of yourself. And the more you practice seeing them this way, the quicker you'll move through them. You'll spend less time resisting and more time learning, adapting, and evolving. So when the next challenge comes, and it will, pause and remember that this is not the end. It is an invitation to rise higher, to think bigger, to grow stronger, and to become wiser. Accept it with courage. Walk through it with faith. And when you reach the other side, you'll look back and see that it was not a roadblock at all. It was a doorway. Loving yourself along the way is not just an act of kindness toward yourself. It is the very foundation of a fulfilling life. Every journey you take, every goal you set, every dream you nurture will demand patience, care, and resilience. If you walk the path constantly criticizing yourself, doubting your worth, or waiting until you arrive, before you can feel good about who you are, you rob yourself of the joy available in each moment. You are not only deserving of love at the finish line, you deserve it right now, in the messy middle, in the moments of progress, and even in the moments of pause. When you choose to love yourself along the way, you are making a commitment to be your own best friend. You are saying to yourself, I will not abandon me. You are telling the little voice inside that you will protect it and lift it up no matter what happens outside of you. Life will not always be smooth. There will be setbacks, delays, and days where you question everything. But the constant, the anchor, the unshakable truth is this: you can always be a safe place for yourself to land. We live in a world that conditions us to believe that self-love is earned, that only when you lose the weight, get the promotion, meet the right person, or achieve the dream can you finally relax and feel worthy. But that is a lie that keeps people stuck in a cycle of never feeling enough. The truth is, self-love is not a reward, it is fuel. It is the energy that keeps you going when things get hard. It is the whisper that says, I can keep going when the rest of the world doubts you. Think about a plant. You do not wait for it to bloom before you water it. You feed it, care for it, and give it sunlight long before you see any petals. You trust that with consistent nourishment it will grow. You are no different. You need encouragement, kindness, and patience every step of the way. When you give yourself love now, you are laying the foundation for your own growth and blooming. Loving yourself along the way means speaking to yourself with words that heal rather than harm. It means replacing thoughts like, I'll never get there, with I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming. It means forgiving yourself quickly when you stumble and remembering that your worth is not determined by your mistakes. You are not the things that didn't work out. You are not the missed opportunities or the moments of doubt. You are the one who kept showing up. You are the one who tried again It also means allowing yourself to celebrate small victories without guilt. Too often, we wait for a big moment to feel proud. But those small steps, making the call you were afraid to make, saying no when you wanted to people please, waking up early to work on your dream, are evidence that you are moving forward. They are proof that you are showing up for yourself, and that deserves acknowledgement. Self-love is not about ignoring the areas you want to improve. It's about improving them from a place of compassion instead of criticism. When you work on yourself with love, change becomes more natural and sustainable because it is not born from shame, but from a desire to honor yourself. You are far more likely to thrive when you feel supported by yourself rather than beaten down by your own inner voice. Along the way, you will meet challenges, and you may be tempted to turn against yourself in frustration. But this is the exact moment when loving yourself matters most. Anyone can feel good about themselves when everything is going well, but the real power is loving yourself when you feel lost, confused, or not at your best. That love becomes the light that leads you out of the darkness. Loving yourself also means giving yourself grace for the timing of your life. There is no race. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right where you need to be for the lessons, growth, and opportunities that are unfolding for you now. Comparing yourself to someone else's journey will only distract you from the beauty of your own. Instead, look for ways to appreciate exactly where you are and trust that what is meant for you is already making its way to you. So let your self-love be a daily practice, not a someday goal. Speak kindly to yourself every morning. Forgive yourself before bed. Encourage yourself in the middle of the day. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am worthy now. I am enough now. I am loved now. And as you do this, you will find that your journey becomes lighter, your confidence grows stronger, and your dreams feel closer. You are your longest companion in this life. Walk with yourself gently. Protect your peace fiercely. Love yourself along the way, because every step you take is a miracle, and so are you.